In this corner of the far
Questo di
east,
là, ciao.
but Inter now under new financial control, of course, and Eastern financial interests behind them. They need to make a very big impression. Chelsea, big news wherever they go. They started their first East adventure in Beijing with an emphatic victory over Arsenal, and then a very good comeback here in this stadium against Bayern when they came up just short. As for Inter, still working very, very hard in basic training in their pre-season. No European campaign ahead to clutter their schedule. Seems rather strange saying that about such a mighty club, but working very hard under their new boss Spalletti, and two impressive results in the tournament for them so far, the wins over Lyon and Bayern to build on. Very encouraging for them after finishing in a disappointing 7th in Serie A in 2016-17. So let's hear from both camps.
Hello, Coach. You come up against Inter tonight, and how much would this game help you assess your strongest possible 11 when you face Arsenal next weekend?
Yeah, I think this game is important for us because
Next weekend.
we have the possibility to check our physical condition and if our tactical work is improving. I think so. And this preseason was very important because we work very well. We try to improve our physical condition, to find a good fit, and then to improve also tactically. Yeah, I think it's a good game against a strong team.
Hello, Coach. You managed to beat Bayern quite convincingly the other day. How confident are you of doing the same against Chelsea tonight?
Allora, io parto sempre da un punto di vista di come poi sviluppano il lavoro. Se il lavoro che viene fatto quotidianamente negli allenamenti è un lavoro fatto con qualità e con grande disponibilità, io sono fiducioso per le partite, perché poi ho fiducia nei miei calciatori. Questo lavoro l'hanno fatto bene, sia prima della partita contro il Bayern, e hanno poi dato seguito dopo la partita, prima di questa partita, per cui io vado a giocarla fiducioso.
The premise is that I'm always confident about the team performing well if I see that the players are training properly before the game. That's what happened before Bayern Munich. They performed very well with Bayern Munich. I hope my confidence for today's game will be satisfied and they will play a good game.
Inter's league season, of course, still some way off. August the 20th is when they start for real against Fiorentina. The Serie A schedule released just in the last couple of days. The one-time Juventus frontman, Alvaro Morata. Now, of course, Chelsea's big money purchase for the season ahead. David Luiz has been a little bit of a bystander during...
Sì.
Brand of often cavalier defending to it alongside Gary Cahill, who of course is becoming a very important personality at Chelsea these days since the departure of John Terry. After 22 years, it does still feel strange as a commentator to have to say that, no doubt for all the Chelsea fans. Still takes a fair amount of getting used to. Quite the transfer swirl around this fellow at the moment in the English newspapers, Ivan Perisic. Feverish transfer talk, linking him with Manchester United, but it's hard to get a clear take on it all as to which direction that's going in. He and Stefan Jovetic, quality players, and they've certainly been putting it in for their new boss in this pre-season. And Stefan Jovetic, quality players, and they've certainly been Nagatomo putting it in for their new boss in this pre-season. Not the most swashbuckling of left backs, but he gives everything he's got in Inter's colours. And he too will start here. The nerazzurri, famously, those wonderful colours. The 18 times Italian champions in a glorious history. Chelsea in a change strip. All white. All right last season for them. A little bit of ground to make up in this international championship. All about building for the future, as Antonio Conte told us in his interview for Chelsea. And a week tomorrow it will be Wembley Stadium, not this national stadium in Singapore here, as they meet Arsenal again in the Community Shield, the official curtain raiser for the new campaign proper in England. So not long to wait now. In a sense, this is Chelsea's final dress rehearsal for that.
Che mi sembra questo, eh?
Fairly intense week from
Niente, ce ne
Inter's
sono
point of
andati un
view.
po' troppi.
This coming just 2 days after that game against Bayern Munich. But two good results on the board for Inter. And a good start to life under their new boss, Luciani Spalletti.
Ma babba, ma non va.
Those results for Inter, incidentally, meaning that Chelsea need a 2-goal victory to deny Inter the trophy which is on offer here this evening.
Questa ultima. Non la più.
Great respect between the two coaches who've had a long conversation, the two Italians, at pitch side during the warm-ups here this evening. Cahill again, captain in Chelsea. Jean Miranda for Inter. So let's check the teams for you. It's very strong lineup both ways. David Luiz in to the back three for Chelsea here. Fabregas and Kante, who struggled in the first half against Bayern, are paired again in midfield. But perhaps the most intriguing question here, how will Antonio Conte seek to deploy Michy Batshuayi and the new signing Alvaro Morata? Inter have unearthed a couple of exciting youngsters on this tour already, but in the main Spalletti goes with experience here. Daniele Fedeli has arrived from Torino, and he starts in goal here. The young centre-back Milan Skriniar came in for 25 million from Sampdoria. Borja Valero from Fiorentina, and up front the accomplished Perisic and Jovetic, both looking very sharp in the absence of Mauro Icardi. Mr. Sukhbir Singh takes charge here. And underway here in the National Stadium in Singapore. Chelsea from left to right. I'm delighted to be joined by Keith Andrews. Keith.
Thank you, Paul. Really interested to see how Chelsea get on. Struggled in the absence of Eden Hazard and Diego Costa, obviously, for very different reasons. The 3-2 scoreline to Munich the other evening really flattered Chelsea. Second best. Inter Milan have had a good, solid pre-season. Spalletti's vast experience seems to be oozing through this squad.
Another of the new boys, Antonio Rudiger, among the Chelsea substitutes here today. But no sign just yet of Timuri Bakayoko. Played forward by Luis. A little look for the goalkeeper, and Padelli got that right. Certain question marks, Keith, I think, over Handanovic at the moment for Inter. An indifferent series of performances from Inter's established top goalkeeper.
Well, it's a huge opportunity for Padelli. He's clearly got a lot of confidence in him. Handanovic has been the number one many, many years now.
And the number one among these substitutes here. Played forward by Skriniar, and it's Chelsea opened up all too easily. Candreva's in here, deflection on it, and Courtois had to react very sharply. He might do again here. Desperate stuff here for Chelsea. Marcus Alonso helping out there, but Keith, they were all over the place.
Well, this is a carbon copy of what we've seen against Bayern Munich the other evening, defensively, which was very, very surprising, considering all of these players played last year. And it's Alonso. Look at his recovery run again, Alonso. Candreva comes inside, and David Luiz does remarkably well. I think it's Cahill who gets the block eventually, but it's really, really poor. Luiz does well. Courtois, to be fair to him, scrambles it with a good hand. But yet again, we've seen defensive frailties from Chelsea.
And there was Conte before kickoff saying how well he was seeing his team develop tactically. The thing that mystifies me about this, Keith, Chelsea are not inventing a new system for this season. They're playing exactly as they played 2/3 of last season so successfully.
And you can understand in the final third, Morata getting up to speed. Batshuayi was very much second fiddle in the centre-forward stakes last year. They are missing Hazard. They are missing Pedro, Costa. So you can forgive that little bit of clinicalness in the final third. But it's defensively where they were so strong last year. And all of these players, this is the back three, stroke back five. They played so well together last year.
Victor Moses. Spalletti's already out tinkering with his Inter side here. As meticulous as Conte is, he's cut from the same cloth, isn't he? Here's Willian for Chelsea. Beats the first man all too easily. A little bit of a Brazilian samba about that from Willian. Easy in the end for Padelli.
First time Willian's had the opportunity to really get at this into back four. It's too easy. Pass Valero. Nagatomo comes over, uses his pace, gets a little block. Troy tries to get it goalwards, but it's comfortable for Padelli.
One back by Gagliardini, and here comes Candreva. Well, they back themselves in a tight area. Jovetic then with delicious little bit of skill. Borja Valero. Back to Nagatomo. Must be hugely encouraging, Keith, to the Inter supporters, I think, that throughout this tour so far, they have looked to be on equal terms, trading with some of the big clubs who will be in the Champions League next season.
Well, they've gone toe-to-toe and they've come out on top. They've been very, very impressive. He's tweaked things ever so slightly in terms of the team selection. Systems remain the same in terms of that 4-2-3-1 that he does prefer. And they've been very, very bright and started this game in the same fashion.
Two very successful spells, of course, at Roma behind him. 5 years in the end at Zenit St. Petersburg, and of course he came to prominence at Udinese when he built a really good team, very, very hard-working team before that. Handpicked by the new Inter owners for this big, ambitious project. Flat and wide in the end. Gagliardini had the swipe at it. They're hoping to build out a whole new fan base out here. They've done well on this tour so far, Inter, and I think Conte would acknowledge that.
And of course, Conte was strongly linked to moved into Milan himself only a few months ago. His whole transfer contract situation. Thankfully for Chelsea fans, he has signed that contract.
Candreva. Cahill's head. Candreva again. Gagliardini joining in. Hits this one. And pretty much like the one a moment ago, it's a bit of a swipe on his left foot, isn't it?
Doesn't quite connect with it properly. But again, It's into Malambin on the front foot. Diretta, real quality. As Azpilicueta comes out to put him under pressure. Just can't quite find contact needed to trouble Courtois.
Incidentally, David Luiz replacing Andreas Christensen in this back three here for Chelsea today. Christensen has come back to Chelsea after 2 years on loan at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Willian, that's excellent pace, isn't it, from Skriniar. Did he get a little push as well?
Willian's asking the question. I think there was very, very little contact. Skriniar read that particularly well. On a couple of occasions they have got into those areas. They have looked bright when they fed the front three. Playing quite narrow, you wondered where he'd go with Batshuayi and Morata as a front two, maybe Willian behind, but it does look like a narrow front three.
Going to get that one as well. Nagatomo. Under the sole of the boot of Borja Valero. Says Fabregas for Chelsea. He was looking for Alonso. Alonso's getting in there now, but didn't exactly put on the turbo charge to get forward then. Willian. Batshuayi got there almost, and so too Morata, and he's going to give away a free kick here, Morata. Settling in stages for him, of course, Keith. Morata.
Yeah, very much so. To get up to speed. Training has gone up a notch. Valero uses all his experience there. Very little in it.
Interesting that you should say that. And of course, these tours are as much about the training they're doing in between playing the games, and all these top clubs working very, very intensely. But many times, ex-professionals tell one, when a big-name player comes in, it just makes everybody else step up their work in training sessions.
I think for a club like Chelsea, they need that type of signing. Just galvanise the whole squad. Certainly with the Costa saga that's ongoing. You look at the rest of the big boys in the Premier League, the Man Cities, Man United, the way they're spending. I think the arrival of Morata has been a very popular acquisition.
Well, by their own standards and the standards of the era, it's been a fairly mooted period for Chelsea in that respect, hasn't it? But he's pure quality, this fellow. Here he goes, Morata. Out to Moses. 4 in the box here for Chelsea. Cross didn't come in. Azpilicueta, Marcos Alonso wanted it all across the face of Inter then, and it didn't come. And it broke down. Forward by Gagliardini. David Luiz read it well. Fabregas trying to hook it over the top, too much on it. Fadeli's going to... Well, Skriniar didn't wait for him, actually. They haven't played together, you see, Keith.
To build up those relations. So in fairness to Skriniar, I think he's absolutely right. Take absolutely no chances. How often we've seen those scenarios where neither end up dealing with the ball. It's a good ball with Fabregas. Chelsea just settled a little bit.
Fabregas swings it in. Cahill, always a nuisance in the opposition box. What about from outside? Willian. Batshuayi showed for it. Miranda trying to keep him at bay, and Joe Miranda gets the free kick. What was your view on that, Keith?
Clearly the referee felt he was either backing in or grabbing onto Miranda. Good play initially, just see he's grabbing his shirt ever so slightly, yeah. Clear grabbing his shirt. He's looked bright though, Batshuayi. I'm sure he's eager to take an opportunity that's been given to him, certainly in pre-season. Huge competition as ever. Chelsea.
It's off Borja Valero. I'm tempted to say in that preceding incident there that maybe for a moment Batshuayi thought he was playing in Italy, where, you know, everybody's at it all the time. Luiz forward. It reached Batshuayi, but it's taken off him by Gagliardini. Skriniar. Miranda. Borja Valero. Candreva, nice touch from him. Bit short for D'Ambrosio. Cahill on the floor though, and in to move it on to Jovetic. And it's cleared by Aspilicueta. Borja Valero now. Nagatomo. Perisic. Nagatomo goes again. That was Cahill clear. They've been one of the revelations of this tournament for me, Keith. The way Inter, coming off such a dreadful season by their standards, have been so bright and purposeful on this tour.
So well organised, played with real energy and hunger. It's hard to know what managers' priorities are. Inter Milan may well be taking low-key training sessions, and they're primed for the games. Maybe it will be the other way around for Chelsea. In terms of the training sessions, they may well go into the game a little bit fatigued, and that's something that Conte is willing to accept. But you're right, Inter Milan have been impressive.
Perisic
Ma su
just
che
offside.
canale? Su uno?
I shouldn't be putting words in your mouth, I know that, but I think you do believe there is substance in Manchester United's interest in him.
Yeah, very much so. Whether they can come to the right price, I'm sure personal terms have already been agreed. It's the way that the world we live in now. I think he needs that extra bit of competition in wide areas, and I do think he would suit the way Mourinho sets up and the way he's trying to maybe evolve the United team himself. And of course, Chelsea's Matic heavily linked to it, that move to Old Trafford as well.
I think the Inter fans will find it ironic if Perisic were to leave to play for a former Inter manager at Manchester United. Morata, his movement is exceptional at times, isn't it? That's his cross ball. Borja Valero got something on it. Victor Moses. Nagatomo a little bit slow to close him down. On by Fabregas. Kante. I think it was stopped by Batshuayi. Victor Moses goes again. Miranda can't dwell on it with Batshuayi muscling against him. Looking quite spiky, isn't he, Batshuayi?
Seen a difference in him. A couple of games, he's probably been one of the shining lights of this tour for Chelsea. You know, and Victor Moses, I would add into that equation as well. Played particularly well the other evening.
Back by Kanté to Marcus Alonso. It's an absolute cannon in that game against Bayern, but he'd been way below his level earlier in that game. Rather deflected the attention off it, I think.
He was very, very casual, to be polite about it. He's looking for a better performance today.
Of
Su
course,
che
this
canale
fella's
sono a vedere?
got all kinds of tricks to offer, David Luiz. Cahill. The aforementioned Alonso. Looking for a way forward here, Chelsea. They couldn't really find one then. D'Ambrosio. Picked out Perisic. Borja Valero. Forward by Candreva. D'Ambrosio trying to get there in the corner against Cahill. Oh, he's done well to get there. Kante doing his work. Candreva again. Borja Valero. Tied into Candreva. Well recovered by D'Ambrosio. He can play both sides, of course, and he has done on this tour, right back and left back. Brozovic. Are Chelsea waiting their moment here, Keith? But Batshuayi might have just done that. He's got away. He's all alone here, but he might keep going. He gets away from Skriniar brilliantly. Here's Willian for Chelsea. Well, Valero did well. He comes again here, Willian. Inter have got everybody back now, but breathing a sigh of relief, I should think, as Chelsea go away from goal here. Kante. Marcus Alonso. Two strikers in there, and way too much on the cross for either of them to attack.
It's a good break initially. Again, it's Batshuayi. Counter-attacks really well. Fell. Azpilicueta too eager to go and will it. Jovetic. I just feel that Inter Milan are a little bit sharper. They've got a yard more mentally, a little bit more slickness about their play. They're finding these pockets a little bit better than Chelsea are.
Antonio Candreva. Gagliardini. Trying to shrug off the intentions of Kante. Valero. Nagatomo. Didn't want to have a run with it. Now he does. Fabregas. Into the space it goes for Batshuayi. Nice again from Batshuayi in the build-up. Not the final execution.
No, but it's a good break. The space. Forward to him. Fabregas was always going to find him. Fancy taking Miranda on, and maybe that was the better option.
Cahill on Jovetic. Skriniar.
Ciao Fra, che fai Fra? Ne, riesci a fare disordini. Non capite.
Ball just eluded D'Ambrosio. Took quite a lively hop just in front of him, didn't it?
Morata was sharp onto it. Gets his body in the way. Flip of the heels. Quite sure this position is suiting Morata. I'd love to see him play up there alongside Batshuayi. See if they can forge a partnership. It also help in the middle of the pitch where Morata been quite dominant. Just give Fabregas and Kante a little bit of help, maybe by putting Willian more central.
Well, this could be a bit troubling for Chelsea. And for their manager. Very, very important role in the months ahead, Gary Cahill. Given the departure of John Terry.
Permesso, prego. Calma, dov'è?
Allora prendo la sera che avevamo visto e ho subito ottime recensioni da parte del pubblico. Infatti prendo anche un po'
Hopefully, from Chelsea's point of view, the thumbs up means that he's going to be all right to continue.
Quando vai a pagare deve darmi per 50.
Should be a Chelsea free kick anyway, here, shouldn't it, Keith?
Yeah, very much so. Foul on.
Ma la tenda grazie
Morata.
al gestico del wrestling. Che carino.
You're right, he's become a crucial player. Knows the club inside out now. culture of the club. Players that come in. It's crucial that that man there has trusted lieutenants just to guide them.
Antonio Rudiger among the substitutes here for Chelsea. The man Spalletti knows so well, of course, having played under him at Roma last season. Rudiger got an extended break following Germany's exploits in the FIFA Confederations Cup in Russia. Hoisted again by Fabregas. Batshuayi waits. That's off his shoulder. I don't think he meant that, but it worked.
I'll give it to him. It's a clear tactical. A couple of times, and Nagatomo's gone a little bit narrow on Willian. Space down the side of Miranda, trying to exploit it.
Sicurezza non sta finendo. No, non sto della
Called by Fabregas to Willian, took up a great position, didn't he? And look at the room Marcus Alonso's got. D'Ambrosio out to him. Caught in two minds, perhaps, Marcus Alonso. Regathered by Kante. Victor Moses. Nagatomo's the defender. Aspilicueta. Big shout by Fedeli. Good work by the new man in goal here for Inter. Morata down again.
Good goalkeeping by Fedeli. Comes through a lot of bodies. Takes it right off Morata's head. Maybe possibly the way he landed. His ankle.
Well, it's to be hoped he's all right, Keith, but let's see if we can see, perhaps not the ideal angle, but the impact there on his left ankle, yeah. Inadvertent by Fedeli. He's all right, he's moving around okay. Valero. Brozovic. Might sound a little bit unfair, but Brozovic is one who perhaps has not quite seized the opportunity under the new boss on this tour for Inter so far.
No, I think João Mario's been the one in that position. It's a different dimension.
Willian offside, it was flicked his way by Victor Moses. That's the area you did spot, Keith, down that side.
I think it's over. I think Nagatomo
Sì, sarà anche l'orme
to go all the way in with Willian. At times he needs to just hold his position. This time it's Moses who pushes right on. Had been onside, might well have been in a little bit of trouble.
They flitted, didn't they, last season? That's going to be a free kick all day long against Cahill. Even he acknowledges that. Jovetic is okay. They flitted last season, Keith. I know a lot of things were going wrong in every part of the club, but Inter on the field, back three, back four. Do you think Spalletti will say, this is how we're going to play, this is my system, and we're going to make it work?
Not in a traditional Italian fashion. It's a little bit more expansive than that. It's pride in the inside, obviously. It's real.
La luce!
For these players to come into the little pockets.
Prego.
One of the midfielders supports the play. One of them holds the middle of the pitch to make sure they don't get counter-attacked on too easily. No. 3 seasons so far as anything to go by. They're in for a good season.
Perisic can do damage in these areas. That's not his best. Willian was sharp to get back in his face. Kante gives the ball to him. Fabregas. Morata got there. The outball is Marcus Alonso. Kante. Victor Moses. Asked a lot of Willian.
Too much of him, especially when you factor in Miranda, how well he reads the game. Clearly trying to tweak a couple of bits and bobs. Struggled to catch fire in the final third, although they have settled a little bit better. They're very dominant in the opening 10 minutes.
Gagliardini. Keith, you played in that position. That's one where I think you know you're going to get hit.
He used his body very well, didn't he? See, Moses was steaming in. Just gets his body in the way of it. Really clever play.
On by Skriniar. D'Ambrosio was looking for Candreva. Cut out by Cahill. He too moving all right. Got to keep a watch on all this from Chelsea's point of view. Supporters always praying that everybody comes back fit and well. They've already lost Pedro to injury on the tour. Kennedy sent home in some disgrace for disciplinary reasons. And the futures of Matic and Costa in some doubt. On by Fabregas to Marcos Alonso. Morata on the move. Trying to tempt Skriniar. He did tempt him. Skriniar keeps biting away and just couldn't help himself there, could he?
No, he got frustrated.
Ah.
Morata was very much dictating. First part of that, really bright feet by Morata. Skriniar just got a little bit frustrated. His eagerness to go and win the ball back. It's a needless free kick. They were in control of that situation. 2v1. Ambrosio.
Does put your own team under more pressure, and now Inter have got to defend this. Cesc Fabregas is over it for Chelsea. David Luiz went for it, as he always seems to. Inter survive.
Well worked free kick.
Now this referee's got... Here's Willian. Deflection on it, and onto the top of the net. Sharp restart by Chelsea. Good work.
Well, Inter Milan now. Starting to look a little bit. Fideli trying to marshal the troops in front of him. Weak. Bojovic comes inside. Miranda comes out. Deflection off him.
Slow start in this game by Chelsea, but looking to take a firm stranglehold on it at the moment. D'Ambrosio looking for a throw. I think Morata's ended up giving them a goal kick instead. David Luiz here. He gets away from Brozovic, doesn't he?
Poor defending, really is. Gets a good head on it. Skriniar reads the danger very well. Leaves his man. Gets a crucial block.
Well, it was crucial given that Skriniar had started all the trouble by giving the free kick away. As you said, unnecessarily so. Here's Willian. Gets into top gear. And that's good by Gagliardini going backwards. Stop the threat. Nonetheless, free kick. Just a reminder that we should have the now customary drinks break very shortly, normally on the half-hour mark in the convention of this tournament. And to extend the cricket metaphor, here comes David Luiz off his long run.
Is he going to have a pop?
I think he is, yeah. They didn't think it was a foul, did they, Inter?
I think he's refereed the game particularly well. Let it float at the right times.
David Luiz. Fideli doing his very best to look unconcerned there, the goalkeeper.
I think he clearly thinks it was very, very close. His usual technique. Gets all sorts of movement on it, doesn't he? I don't think Fideli was going to be getting that one. It found its way inside the post.
That's a fast bowler's run and a spin bowler's effect, isn't it? Goodness me. And it very nearly worked. And it is drinks here. National Stadium, and of course the humidity is such a big factor out here in Singapore. No reason at all to take any risks with the players' well-being. Chance for the two coaches to get some messages across. Candreva getting in early on, and Courtois stretching when Chelsea needed him, because Chelsea's defenders were really stretched by that. I could have given it into the early lead here. That may have been the moment when Cahill felt something a little bit. Anyway, he's shrugged that off. Batshuayi full of spikiness up front. Very much in the Diego Costa style, actually, Keith.
He's been very bright. He's looking to lead the line, running behind down the side of Miranda in particular. Luis, jovial as per usual.
But back in the side today, and as usual, making things happen.
Looks like he can still play, doesn't he, Spalletti? Great, Nick. He'll be looking for his team to get back to what they were doing the opening 10-15 minutes. On Chelsea napping, really.
The wave goes around this national stadium. In the main, it is Chelsea supporters participating. Chelsea have got better as it's gone along here in this first half, and into losing their way just a little bit. Misplaced pass then by Jovetic. Thing is, Keith, without Icardi, they don't really have that player up front at the moment, Inter, who can run in behind, like most of the top teams do have.
Yeah, very much so. They lack that focal point up until then. Very good. Candreva, Perisic popping up those little pockets. You've already mentioned Brozovic, probably not at the level João Mario is certainly at. You put him into that tree behind Icardi, well be a different side. Just lacking that little bit of cutting edge.
That's offside against Candreva. Of course, it was Eder Martins who got the 2 goals the other night for Inter. He remains an option, of course, among the substitutes this evening. Spalletti's also taken the chance to have a look on this tour at the 18-year-old Andrea Pinamonti. Borja Valero got there, gave it simple to Jovetic. Brozovic to Candreva. Surely a hand in that. Anyway, Chelsea come away with it. He feels it should have gone the other way for a free kick to Inter. Nothing doing. Morata stopped before he could turn.
Another example there of fizzles out the Inter Milan attack. Candreva has been very, very bright, picking up those little pockets. His movement fantastic. Jovetic, probably not at the same level.
Carefully steered forward then by Azpilicueta to Moses, who's done well to get away from Perisic. Quick restart again by Chelsea. That is a feature of their game, isn't it? And all opposition needs to be wary of that, as Candreva was then. Did well.
You can see why Antonio Conte may well be interested in a player of Candreva's ability. Added on to that. See how well he tracked back there. Slot into a Chelsea shirt seamlessly.
That's tidy. Goes again here, Candreva. It's a good audition if that is the case today so far from him. Always been one of Serie A's brightest talents over the last few years, Antonio Candreva. Permanent fixture in the Italy team. But in terms of being a winner, Keith, where are the trophies to back it all up? That's the question against him, I think. Moses. Willian. Fabregas. Marcos Alonso's had his arm in the air for about 30 seconds. It didn't come. And it doesn't come at all. Stopped by Borja Valero, who's knocked out of the way like a skittle by Azpilicueta, who knew exactly what he was doing. And might even have looked over his shoulder expecting a card there, dare I say.
He's been better as well today. Valero, who's that experience, very, very good on the ball, but defensively, see how quickly Inter Milan retreat. He's trying to frustrate Conte's men.
Yet again in this International Champions Cup, supposedly a pre-season warm-up game, but it feels as competitive as a league game. And I don't think they'd admit to it publicly, Keith, but it's probably more competitive than against some of the Premier League's lower lights for Chelsea.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Fans have played a big part in this tournament, generating the atmosphere. Coaches, players deserve huge amounts of credit for how they've approached these games. This opening half has dipped in terms of the intensity levels at times. You're right, the competitive edge. Both sets of teams clearly looking to win. Trying to stamp his authority on, and not wanting Valero to just dictate things from a deeper position, snapping at his heels.
That was Fabregas that time. Joe Miranda. Valero. Nagatomo offered himself. Excellent covering by Moses. Kante. Cahill. Candreva up to him quickly. Seared out to Morata. Sharp turn. Sharp movement. Looking for his partner, Batshuayi. Stressing the word partner there. I don't know if you'd say it's a partnership just yet.
No, not quite yet. Still building up that relationship between them. Morata's very bright though, driving forward. Didn't really have many options. Batshuayi didn't particularly make a good move.
Oh, Padelli almost blotted his copybook big time there. Another quick restart by Chelsea. Moses, lay off by Fabregas to Batshuayi. Trying to barrel his way through, he very nearly did. It's off João Miranda.
Yet again, it's been a feature this half, hasn't it? This is Padelli. Could he have maybe done it first time? It is bouncing. He's very fortunate. Just dribbles past the post under huge pressure again. That's why they take the corner very quickly, Chelsea.
Fabregas, 2-on-1. Moses, it's Candreva. Willian. Moses, onside. Good work again by Borja Valero. As you pointed out, looking a bit more sharp today, isn't he, in his work?
Certainly defensively, a lot more responsible. A wasted corner there by Chelsea. They're trying to orchestrate something short. Good numbers in the box.
Flat by Willian. David Luiz again going for it. João Miranda, a bit more of a stern opponent then than Brozovic was previously.
Wasn't allowed the freedom on that occasion. Miranda matched him stride by stride.
Willian. Put clear by D'Ambrosio. Of course, João Miranda and David Luiz, both Brazilians. Certainly, I can't actually tell you whether they played much together for Brazil, but they've both certainly been in the squad together, and they would have been attacking each other in training sessions like that, wouldn't they? Now Morata taken off him just in the nick of time. Gagliardini it was. Azpilicueta again. Is the patience of the referee wearing a bit thin here, I wonder? Yes, it is. I've told you once, I've told you twice, no more.
This referee, real common sense, hasn't he? Let things flow. Just have a little chat. Azpilicueta, it's probably a little bit overdue.
Moses defending, Nakatomo attacking. Moses got it done.
He had to have been the Premier League's most improved player last year, surely Victor Moses. Remarkable season, both himself and Marcus Alonso coming in from Fiorentina. Crucial players in the way Chelsea played last year.
I just wonder, Keith, as this tour has gone along, whether we are also seeing something else here, that the most crucial player remains Eden Hazard.
You can have 10 players been defensively solid behind the ball, frustrating opposition, but you don't have the magic, that X factor to unlock defences, create that little bit of spark, the ammunition, whether it's the assist, that little clever pass, and certainly the goals. Sure, this man will bring the goals. He needs the ammunition. Hazard is the one.
That was Brozovic on Morata, and he did break it down. Spalletti won't be complaining.
Apposta secondo te?
That potentially is a hugely exciting pair, though, isn't it? Hazard playing with Morata. Onside here, Inter with Candreva. A little bit lazy, perhaps, by D'Ambrosio when he got there, but he's going to get it back. Valero. Almost for Inter. They do love those little give and goes, don't they?
Clever. It's when the wingers roll inside, Candreva, Perisic on the left-hand side. They're just the timing of when they come inside. They're not already in there, stood. It's telepathic at times, the relationship they have between each other.
Dare I say, over the last couple of decades, Italy have had more players more adept in that skill than most other countries. And I think back to the likes of Roberto Mancini at Sampdoria. Masterful. He's a former Sampdoria centre-back. Not for long, though. He quickly made his mark in Italy there, Skriniar. Getting a huge transfer to one of the biggest clubs, not only in Italy, but in the world. Perisic to Candreva. Brozovic. Nakatomo. Candreva again was on the run, and as you said, Keith, it also leaves that little bit of space outside. Actually, Candreva made a mess of it in the end. Now Chelsea look to counter. Gary Cahill. Morata deep. Did well. Moses. 45th minute here. Willian. Perisic would like to keep him there. And he did.
He's done that really well this evening. Inter Milan doubled up at the right occasions. Miranda coming out into those areas. Perisic tracking back. Nagatomo's already gone inside. Defensively very, very solid.
He doesn't mind being dour, Spalletti. No problem to him what people say about him. He's got the hide of a rhinoceros. And you remember at Roma, you know, Rudy Garcia built a really good team. And it just began to lose its way when he got the job. And he made them solid again, got them going up the league again. And he was prepared even to fall out with Totti to do it.
Well, he clearly has his squad buying into what he wants to do. You can tell there's a lot of work in the training ground. It's slick. When they get going, those little triangles, those passing movements. Just go back to what we mentioned earlier. They are severely lacking that focal point in attack to finish off the good moves that they have made.
But he is a man building firm foundations for a brighter future for Inter. We've seen that on this tour so far. 4 additional minutes here.
La classifica di Formula 1 un'altra partita. me che poi vanno tutti insieme.
Gagliardini to Borja Valero. David Luiz got caught out a little bit. The good run by Jovetic, and it's a penalty to Inter. It's been conceded by Azpilicueta.
It's a super run. Jovetic, Valero, we've been looking for those types of passes. And Dreva and Brozovic at times making the runs to try and test this Chelsea back three. Azpilicueta for testing his innocence. It's the timing of the run. He's ran off the back of David Luiz inside. Azpilicueta tracks him, takes him on his chest really well. I think he gets the ball from that angle. I really do. I'd love to see it from a different angle, but I think he connects with it. This could well be the one. Lovely way to pass. Jovetic takes it, and he clearly gets the ball.
What was interesting as well, Keith, is that Gary Cahill, the Chelsea captain, I think went over to the referee and said, maybe you want to go and have another look at that, or talk to the fourth official.
Well, the fourth official staring right along the line of it. I've only been praising the referee moments earlier, how well he has refereed this opening half. He's made a blunder there.
Jovetic to punish Chelsea. Courtois gets down to it first time, but surely Inter will run it home, and they do, and they lead here. He breathes again, and Inter, in stoppage time in the first half, have gone in front.
Well, just as you felt, it may well have been a little bit of justice. The Courtois saving it. It's a good save. It's a poor penalty, it has to be said. He backs up really well. Chelsea players quite slow to react to the penalty.
Look how many Inter players were going for that, Keith, the rebound.
2 or 3 could have got it, couldn't they? It's Gagliardini. Certainly Perisic was in and around it as well. Jovetic is the one that gets there first. And he's a lucky boy, because that was a poor penalty.
I'm staying, and I'm going to help Inter build a better, brighter future. Padelli forced to backtrack quickly. I suppose if there are FIFA officials, technical officials watching on, which there will be, they will be perhaps thinking to themselves, there's a great piece of evidence for the formal adoption of video assistant referees, because if you look at it and check it out, you're probably not going to give it.
No, I don't think you would. But the fourth official, sorry, the referee's official on that side is staring right across. He has the best view. He has got a better view than the referee on that particular occasion. He has to consult him.
Fabregas. Well, a little sense of a grievance perhaps for Chelsea and Luiz and others venting that at half-time. Courtois stopped the initial kick taken by Jovetic, but Jovetic ran it home, and I don't think it will have escaped the Chelsea coach's attentions that the Inter players were rather sharper onto the rebound than the Chelsea men, and as a result, that is the half-time score here. Chelsea 0, Inter 1.
Premier Sports is going mobile. Download our new iOS app and bring your favourite sports with you on the go. That's bone crunchers in the docks waiting room, contact overtime winners on your lunch break, and some 200 miles per hour racing on the bus. Plus, check out our new Premier Player website on your desktop while you're at it too. Android version coming soon. International Champions Cup, live tonight on Premier Sport.
Welcome to QuickBooks. Manage your small business finances with it. Customize and send invoices in seconds. Get paid faster. Automatically calculate self-assessment and VAT. Run payroll with ease. And connect everything to your bank account. All using an effortless solution that's great for accountants and used by over 1 million small businesses. QuickBooks makes any place your place of business. See your finances in a whole new way. Search QuickBooks today. Now with up to 50% off for your first 6 months. QuickBooks. Your accounts and taxes done.
Bad odor is caused by bacteria in your underarm. So we created Sure Antibacterial Odor Protection. Protection that fights the source of bad odor. Sure Antibacterial reduces 90% of odor-causing bacteria. Also available for men. Sure, it won't let you down.
Fashion Week backstage at the Misha Nunu show.
This show is inspired by nature's beauty, so for the hair, I wanted products inspired by nature. I asked Chris if I could get the results I need.
With Tresemme, definitely.
Okay, show me.
I use Tresemme Botanique.
Enriched with coconut oil and aloe vera, no silicons or dyes, it nourishes for healthy-looking, shiny hair.
It looks so healthy. Now I'm ready for the runway.
Tresemme, used by professionals.
Scott, it's not what it looks like.
You were gonna eat him without me, weren't you?
Now the biting makes sense.
Scott's home early.
Buenos dias.
If you're looking for a great deal on superfast fibre broadband, PlusNet can help you out. Keep the whole family happy with unlimited fibre broadband and line rental from one simple price of just $24.99 a month for 18 months.
Wi-Fi code.
Superfast unlimited fibre broadband and line rental from $24.99 a month for 18 months.
Eat my dust suckers.
Hurry! Offer ends 1st of August. Call 0800 028 8888 now. PlusNet will do you proud.
At Bupa, we don't just ensure, we care. We understand how important family is too. That's why you can save 10% on our family cover with expert advice from nurses and GPs and specialist support when you need it most to help you get back to the things you love sooner. For more than just health insurance, for living. Bupa. Save 10% on family cover. Call 0800 804 4111 now.
We care about only using honey to sweeten our ketchup because at Hellman's, we're on the side of food.
Now available at Tesco.
Airwaves in a bottle. So you can always keep that kick handy.
So welcome back to the National Stadium here in Singapore, everybody. The 18 times Italian champions Inter are leading the current reigning English champions Chelsea by a goal to nil. Came in stoppage time at the end of a hard-fought and pretty even first 45 minutes, or to be precise, 49 minutes. In stoppage time, the decider. Let's review the best of it, Keith. And Candreva in early on, looking all alone. Am I sure I'm onside? On I go. Yes, I am.
Yeah, he's constantly looked to get in behind Marcus Alonso. Cahill's had to cover on numerous occasions. He's got a crucial block in there. This very much summed up the first 10 minutes. Inter Milan running riot all over Chelsea.
Exceptionally good start by Inter. I don't think he could believe he'd got in so easily here, Candreva. David Luiz back in the starting lineup for Chelsea at the expense of Anderson, and making his contribution early. Christensen, I should have said, of course. The young centre-back who's been on the tour, the veteran Cahill getting his head to that. Drop for Gagliardini. Maybe not his strong suit. The threat from midfield.
Yeah, it's Candreva. A little bit of composure to find him. Just couldn't quite find the contact. This is Chelsea, one of the few counter-attacks. Lovely bit of space down the side of Moran there. Batshuayi, he elects to take it on particularly early. His best option would have been to have a little bit of a go at Moran there. Could have got him in a little 1v1 situation. But as ever, look at the recovery runs from Inter Milan, very impressive.
Willian, who's been quite bright. Quick restarts have been a feature for Chelsea, and they have caught out Inter a few times, as they nearly did there. David Luiz from a long, long way out. We'd just like him to pop that in the top corner, and it was quite close to Padelli's goal. Padelli in goal today for Inter in preference to Handanovic. And Skriniar testing his new keeper here. Inter breathe again.
That's why he put him under a lot of pressure. Very fortunate there for Padelli. Scrambles past the post. Gets it to safety. Batshuayi has looked very bright in the opening half.
Forward by Borja Valero and Azpilicueta tangling with Jovetic. The decision of the referee, Mr. Singh, penalty.
It was a lovely run by Jovetic. Comes inside. Azpilicueta gets back in. You can quite see it from that angle. He clearly gets the ball. Disbelief. This is the angle. Clearly gets the ball. There's obviously going to be contact. He's called that one wrong.
Courtois called it right and blocked it, but no white shirts rushing in there. There were 3 or 4 from Inter, and the man who took the spot kick was first on the scene, Jovetic, to give Inter the lead.
It's a poor penalty kick. Courtois saves it well. You're right. Could have been one of 3 black and blue jerseys putting that rebound back in. Jovetic, very relieved man to see that come back. The opportunity to put it in the back of the net.
So a good tour out here so far for Inter, and on the scoreboard it looks good for them as well here in this wonderful stadium, and we hope you'll rejoin us for what we should hope for a spectacular second half to come.
NRL Round 21 continues this weekend. Oh, that's brilliant! What a superb try! That is absolutely extraordinary. The NRL on your number 1 channel for Rugby League.
Gareth and Julie, Winston Wolf. You're looking to insure your house to a price comparison site? Look, if you think you'll only find the best home insurance deal there, then lots of luck.
Coffee, Mr. Wolf, lots of cream, lots of sugar.
Oh, thanks, Morak. I'll see you crazy kids around.
Even the most adventurous toddlers have sensitive skin. That's why Persil Non-Bio
No.
is tough on stains, but gentle next to skin. Persil Non-Bio.
Airwaves in a bottle. So you can always keep that kick handy.
Aspetta 2 secondi. Aspetta.
Right now is a great time to join BT Mobile. It starts from just £5 a month if you've got BT broadband at home, and you can get online with fast 4G and Wi-Fi hotspots in more places than any other mobile provider. You can get 500 megabytes of data with our great value starter SIM for just £5 a month. If you need more, our Essential SIM has 3 gigabytes of data for £11 a month. Then there's our Ultimate SIM, fully loaded with 15 gigabytes of data for just £20 a month. anyone can get a great deal with BT Mobile. With a great range of SIM-only plans to choose from, you're bound to find the right one for you.
Se l'ho distaccata, staccamo, dai,
456 or visit bt.com/SIM-only.
Ma perché non la sto staccando?
Welcome to QuickBooks. Manage your small business finances with it. Customize and send invoices in seconds. Get paid faster. Automatically calculate self-assessment and VAT. Run payroll with ease. And connect everything to your bank account. All using an effortless solution that's great for accountants and used by over 1 million small businesses. QuickBooks makes any place your place of business. See your finances in a whole new way. Search QuickBooks today. Now with up to 50% off for your first 6 months. QuickBooks, your accounts and taxes done.
We care about only using honey to sweeten our ketchup because at Hellman's, we're on the side of food.
Now available at Tesco.
Cif Power and Shine Kitchen contains orange and tangerine oils. It removes 100% of kitchen dirty grease. Cif Power and Shine.
This Sunday, we're off to Pocono as NASCAR's Elite take on the Twins Don't miss it this Sunday, live on your home for NASCAR.